how to achieve 10x more in 2021. Over the next few moments, I'm going to show you how to supercharge the success that you're looking for in your life. We are going to go on a little journey, and your takeaways are you're going to have much more clarity of the specific steps that you need to put in place to transform your life and your results. Now, you might have heard of this, 10x your life. Well, this has become very, very famous from a gentleman called Grant Cardone, who is an entrepreneur, he's a speaker, he's an author, a very, very inspiring person. And I actually met him and I asked him about what does that actually mean? And when he explained it to me, I kind of didn't get it. I just thought it was just some sort of talk, like, 10x your life. What? Just sounds like a bunch of words said in a particular way that is supposed to fire people up. But I really took some time to really consider what this means. And I'm going to explain it to you like this. Most people who set goals, it's like something that is better, 2x their life. This is where I am, and this is what I want to achieve. But that doesn't fire people up. We talk about this a lot on our YouTube videos about being a hero in the beginning. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever decided to do something and you did it for a few days or a few weeks and then you stopped doing it? Maybe you read a book, you joined a gym, you learned a language, you did it for a bit, and before you knew it, you went back to what you were doing before. Now, why is that? There is a word to describe that has been around for 2,500 years. And I often think to myself, 2,500 years ago, what did people start and not finish? Because the challenge that you and I face today is that there are so many things that we can do, but there's so many reasons why we won't do it. There's so many distractions. When you really apply the laws of 10x, all that you're really doing is you're thinking really big. Really, really, really big. So every single day it brings into clarity everything you're doing. If your goals aren't that big enough, then it's very easy to say, well, it's really not that important. And what's also essential for you to understand is that we are goal-orientated creatures. That's just what we are. Everything that we do is for a goal, is for an outcome, is for an end. And sometimes people really don't want to think about the fact that they're living a future that they don't want. Look, you're obviously watching this because there are things in your life that you want, certain goals that you still have. Maybe you want to be healthier. Maybe you want better relationships with certain people. Maybe you want to earn more money. But really, realistically, where will you be in a year's time? Will you be in a very similar place to where you are right now? Probably, unless you decide to 10x. Because 10xing really, really, really means that you're holding yourself accountable for everything you're doing. You're taking full responsibility. In fact, extreme ownership. Look, a great life, it doesn't happen just by chance. It happens by design. And in order to design that life, you can come up with ideas. Like, you come up with an idea. I've got a brilliant idea of something that you could do, a new venture, a new business, something that can be done, and you get excited about that. But it's so easy, as I've already mentioned, just to get nearsighted by all of the shiny objects that are trying to grab your attention. The man who won the Nobel Prize in 1972 basically said there's too much information in the world. 1972, fast forward to 2021, how much information is there available now? How easy is it for us to get distracted? There has never been a more important time for us to think bigger. Now, when you think bigger, it doesn't mean you necessarily have to act big. In fact, it's acting small. It's acting small each and every single day that over time gets to something really, 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 really big. And I really want you to think about this. What's so amazing about you and I is that we can come up with ideas. And then we can take an idea and we can bring it into the world. But of course, if we don't think big enough, all those ideas never amount to anything. I once heard someone say the most expensive land in the world is the graveyard. Why? Because so many people there are buried with ideas that they had that they never did anything about. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. So really, when you 10x, really what you're doing is you're creating a vision. This is you. Well, it's not actually you, but you know what I mean. Thinking about the person that you want to be, achieving what you want to achieve, and it's creating dynamic tension, feeling yourself being pulled towards the future that you want. So I really ask you to take some time out today and really think about any goals that you have with your health, with your relationships, with your wealth, and with your work, and what that would look like. Does this make sense? Because ultimately, what separates us from all other animals is choices. You could choose so many different things, but what if you chose every single day to make the steps, put them in place to build whatever it is that you want to build? And again, I'll say it again, a great life, it doesn't happen by chance. It happens by design. Now, of course, this is so easy to say, it's not so easy to do because of this fella or this fella. A lot of people often see pictures of me with a duck on my head. I've even written a book called Shut the Duck Up. And what's that all about? Well, it's all about that voice in your head, the voice that wants you to stay where you are. And what's really fascinating about this is that when you 10x and you think that much bigger, this guy isn't so loud for most people because the other voice, yes, you have another voice inside you, becomes much more dominant. It wants you to do more. It wants you to have the results that you've already seen. So let's label ourselves as winners, right? Let's label ourselves as doers. Let's label ourselves as action takers. When? Right now. Right now. The time is right to choose to win. What is it to win? To win is to strive. To win is to struggle. To win is to know what's important now. Remember that one? That's a fantastic acronym. What's important now? What's important now is you align yourself to the person that you want to become. You 10x, you think big, and I dare you, in fact, I double dare you, to tell a few people what your goals are and see who will support you on your quest to bring your best self forwards. That is where the magic is. That is where our greatness is. It's not what's happened, it's what we're going to happen. It's what we're going to make happen. The future is bright, the future is yours. How to achieve 10x more in 2021? You got to think big. Take full responsibility, create that dynamic tension, and go after your goals, choosing to win every single day. This fella's always going to stick around, but I have less to say if you're excited about where you are going. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.